Okay. All right. So again, I am Martina Young, and what I do is I train entrepreneurs. It's that simple. I train you in business and marketing development. We want to get your businesses going, and we want them profitable. Okay. Dexter, I'm going to allow you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hopefully everyone can hear me.
You're echoing.
Of course. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Dexter Jones. I'm with Vin Data Systems. We develop business systems, automation, and business development. Anything that's tech related that can help streamline parts of your business. We have the solution for that.
All right. So now you know who we are. So we're going to go ahead and get started with let's see, I'm going to turn the video off. Listen, okay, so I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, there are little housekeeping rules. So we care about you and how you receive the information and how you comprehend the information. So when we start the presentation, we will not be able to answer the questions right then and there, but please put all of your questions in the chat. And at the end of the webinar, we're going to do a Q&A. And I mean, you got questions, we got answers, and we will get to as many of the questions as we can, but please put your questions in the chat. And I mean, that's it. Just open your mind and let's go. All right. And oh, I have to turn my screen off. Hold on one second. Or turn my video off. Okay. Let's do this now. All right, guys, so why are we here? You know, I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was like, why are we here? Why are you here? Why am I here? Why are we here? And I'll tell you, each one of these bullet points has a double meaning. So we want to teach you how to get ahead of your competition. Ultimately, that's what I want to show you how to do. I want to show you how to get past your competition. I want to show you how you can succeed in the industry that you're in, okay? And then you're here because you want to know how to get ahead of your competition. So to be honest, I have my reasons for being here. You have yours. So we both have selfish reasons. So let's just be selfish tonight. You get what you came to get, and I'm going to give what I came to give, okay? So that's one of the things why we're here, is because we want to teach you and you want to learn how to get ahead of your competition. Also, you want to quickly double, triple, or more your customer base and significantly boost your revenue. The thing is, I know that you did not leave. If you left your job or you're trying to leave your job, you are not getting into business for yourself just to make pennies on the dollar. You really want to significantly boost your income and leave a legacy. We know that, and we live that life right now, and we want you to do the same. As well as we want to demonstrate the effectiveness of the tools we use. And it says we used past tense, but that's how we operate. We used, and we used to win. In this situation, we won a $50,000 deal from our competition, and that was this year. So I'm not telling you, oh, 5 years ago, this happened. 8 years ago, this happened. No, I'm telling you real time, like right now, this happened. All right. So that's what, that's kind of what we're going to, one of the things that we're going to discuss. Also want you to write down on a piece of paper. Hopefully you have your piece of paper, your pencil, or a tablet, however you take your notes. I want you to write down what is the goal you want to achieve from this session. And then at some point, whenever you feel the urge, put that in the chat. We want to know what your goals are. What's in it for you? Okay. We really have a vested interest in making sure that we are giving you the necessary information and tools that you need to succeed. All right. Okay. Now, we want you to stay to the end. So because of that, we have some free stuff for you. So if you hang with us until the end, we do have actually 2 free gifts for you that will help you to get results even faster, give you more clarity in your business. All right. Yeah. Yes. Yay. Free. Oh, I can. Okay. So I can see the chat when it pops up. Awesome. But yeah, so if you hang with us to the end, and I told you we're going to be mindful of your time, we're not going to waste your time with a whole lot of hoorah without giving you, viable information. All right. Now, this is Dexter and I, and a lot of times I say Dexter and I because our 2 companies, we work hand in hand in a lot of different things that we do. And we were talking about this thing with webinars and, some of the things that were dislikes for Dexter, some of the things that were dislikes for me, and then things that we've heard others say. And so one of the things is you're tired of when you get on a webinar, the first thing that they tell you is how you're going to make X $1,000 the easy way. All right. So sometimes there may be an easier way. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the easy way. And we don't want to make promises. What we're telling you is how this worked for us and what that equated to. And that was just from one deal. I know a lot of you guys are tired of the rags and the riches story. I'm gonna be honest. To be honest with you, I don't have a rags to riches story. I didn't grow up. I mean, I'm originally from Chicago, and then we moved here to Atlanta. I'm a suburbanite. I lived on the south side of Chicago, but I didn't live in the hood. I don't have the rags to riches story. And I know a lot of times we get on different things and everyone has a similar or same story. Not saying they're not legitimate, but sometimes like I don't identify with that. So I'm just letting you know that we're not going to be taking that approach. Okay, so things are going to be done a little different. Also, it's not going to be, we're going to give you just a little bit of information, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's so much more. No, we're not going to do that. But wait, there's more. We are going to give you solid information that you can implement in your business today. Like the minute you get off this webinar, you can start rethinking and restructuring things in your business. And the last thing is I know I'm tired of, and that is the scare tactics. If you don't spend such and such, you won't be able to do this. You won't sleep at night. You're gonna kill yourself in the morning. We're not into scare tactics because listen, in business, and let me tell you this. There are 2 words that I love to say, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but there are 2 things I love to say, and that's okay and listen. Okay, so, and I just said it, okay. Bear with me. Those are some things I'm working on, but I do say okay, and I do say listen. And I don't mean it to say like you're not an adult. I did get that before, which is why I'm explaining it. But no, I do. It's just like, listen, I want you to just hear what I'm saying, receive what I'm saying. But with the scare tactics in business, we are all adults. We all know there's cause and effect. We all know that, when we do something or we don't do something, there's going to be some type of a result. Okay. We're not going to do scare tactics on you. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired. There's a certain industry that does this all the time to where it's like, I wasn't thinking about dying, but I am now, and we're not going to do any of that stuff for you tonight. And you'll see, I'm a woman of my word. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to be planting seeds. We're going to be taking a candid and helping you to take a candid, reflective look at your business right now. We want to focus on the development of your business in a manner that maybe you never looked at it before. And we're going to give you real information that you can grow from, just like with seeds. Seeds go in the ground, something grows. You're going to be able to grow without having to purchase the program. We're going to give you real information, okay? We're also going to make you take a brutally honest view, and I say brutally honest view at your own business, at your own idea of having a business if you haven't started, but we're not going to leave you without. We're also going to talk about brand perception versus its reality. You know, how do people see your business? How do people see your business on the outside to how it's really working on the inside? In other words, do you have this big, beautiful building and it's just shiny and it's got gold and diamonds and all of this stuff is just absolutely gorgeous, but when you open the door, it's bare because you're lacking all the essentials to actually run your business effectively, or to get ahead of your competition, or heck, to even compete with your competition. All right. And then we're going to be delivering essential information for competing in the marketplace. Now, every last one of you probably has some type of a different business. And I don't care if you're in the same industry, you don't match this person, don't match that person, don't match that person. I'm an entrepreneur's trainer, and you know, most of the people in my vertical call us business coaches, but I'm a different type of business coach. One, I don't consider myself a coach, I consider myself a trainer. So we're going to be planting seeds tonight on that. All right. Boom. So this is me with curly hair. Y'all got straight hair tonight. But no, I'm Martina Young. I'm a full-time, hardcore entrepreneur for over a decade. I have assisted hundreds of entrepreneurs with running profitable businesses, and I am the author of an awesome book, if I say so myself, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Becoming a Boss. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about me, because really this webinar is set up for you and your business. But I do need to tell you a little bit about who I am. I need to legitimize myself, because most of you have no clue. You came on the webinar because you saw one of the ads that we did, or you saw one of my live videos, or someone said, hey, you should be on this. So let me tell you a little bit about me, and then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. So I've helped countless entrepreneurs get their businesses started and to become profitable. Some have even started in one direction. They actually really started in one direction, and then they realized they had a totally different market. And from doing that, you know, these businesses have, you know, come full circle. They've come out of, they're metamorphosized out of their cocoon into these beautiful butterflies, when at first they thought possibly I just have a little speckle of something, and not realizing that they had a full garden or harvest. And I work with all types of people. I do speaking engagements. I was just in Las Vegas with Women United back in August. I am the founder of the Women in Business Institute here in Atlanta, and we are rapidly expanding to other cities, which will include Las Vegas, Raleigh, Dallas, Texas. I've been a guest on several radio shows. I have another business, Boss Taxes. So I run a full-fledged tax business. And then, you know, the type of individuals that I work with, the entrepreneurs I work with, I mean, they run the gamut. You have authors and publishers, those that are automotive, athletics, accounting, entertainers, health and fitness, also to include some fitness centers, IT. Yes, I help those that are in IT, retail, internet marketing. If you have a nonprofit, want to start a nonprofit, I have a construction company, handyman services, travel agencies, event planners, photographers, videographers, private schools, some mentoring programs, some medical practices, definitely churches and ministries, and other business and life coaches and the life coaching industry. That is, I mean, that's just some of Martina. This is some of Martina. And in doing this for the past decade, you know, I've done some things right. I really have. I've done some things right that have allowed me to stay a hardcore entrepreneur and go from meeting in a Starbucks coffee shop or Panera Bread to actually having an office for the past 3 years. And then September 1st of this year, we upgraded from a 1-room office to a 3-room office. So I don't say that to brag. It's just there's some things that I've gotten right. And there's some things, y'all, I have done dead wrong. Dead wrong. So y'all need to see my face on this one. So hold on, I'm gonna go to video. If it decides to come in. So you guys got to understand, like I have, in my book, I kind of talk about some of this, but I've done some of the things that you have done. That's why I can relate. I've undervalued myself. I have talked so much that I talked myself out of a sale. I had bad branding. I had inconsistent brand messaging. I was doing bootleg operations, and it was just crazy. You know, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to take the cheap way because the cheap way is the quick way. And then you wind up paying a huge price. So as much as I've done right, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff that was wrong, you know, and, you know, I've got to be honest with you, I have. So I know some of you have done some things that are wrong. Well, tonight, I'm hoping that, you know, we can impart enough information that if you know, some things haven't been thought about, some things that, you know, have went undone, or things that are incorrect, you can get that fixed tonight. That is our goal. That is one of the goals that I have tonight. All right. Oh, okay. So it's not going to do, hold on one second. I'm sorry, guys. I got to take me off of video in order to advance the next slide. My apologies. So let me explain, which I just did. I just explained my journey. After doing this for over a decade, guys, I realized just it was a lot of things that I realized. A lot of things. One, many entrepreneurs fail because they lack understanding. You know, a lot of times we always want to talk about entrepreneurs failing because they don't have passion. That's not always the case. That's not always the case. Sometimes you have all the passion and you're great at what you do and you got the skill set and you're the bomb.com, but you lack understanding in a certain area, because we can all be great at many different things. What is it? Jack of all trades, master of none. But I know some that are jack of all trades and they are awesome at it. But there's always something that you can't do, or you're not familiar with, or you're not comfortable doing, or you have no interest in doing. And in business, some of those things are like part of the glue, but you don't, because you don't understand it, you shy away from it, and you don't understand why the business isn't moving because it's lacking something. I also realized that many entrepreneurs fail because of fear. Oh my gosh, scared to lose $1, scared that, you know, well, I had a business 10 years ago. And when I had that business 10 years ago, it just didn't make any money, you know, and if you don't understand the base points, you know, then failure is imminent. You're going to waste needed cash flow when you're afraid of doing something. Have y'all ever realized, and you can put this in the chat, I want y'all to listen, I need y'all to be interactive with us, but have you ever been in a situation where you're so afraid of losing money that you spend it and you lose it anyway? Because that fear, oh, and I knew that was going to happen. I just knew. I don't want to take a chance because I don't want to do this because I'm afraid to do what I need to do because my uncle's experience or my auntie's experience was this. So then because of what they went through and they lost their house and their cars, let me tell you something. I lost a house in 2006. I lost 3 or 4 cars. I sure did. I'll tell you that. We went through a foreclosure. We went through losing cars. We went through all of that just to have the bounce back and to be stronger than we were when we started, because we began to learn. And I still am not fearful to move on and fearful to continue on in this journey as an entrepreneur. But I learned that I wasn't the only one that kind of went through some fear. A lot of my clients go through fear, but that's okay. We arise and we get past that. Also, marketing and investment dollars are misappropriated. If you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, then someone's gonna tell you, you need a flyer, you need a brochure, you need a card, you need a TV spot, you need to be doing Facebook ads, you need to be going live. If you're spending all this money, but you don't know why you're spending it or where it's supposed to be going, then that's why it's like, I'm spending all this money, nothing's happening, because you're doing it the wrong way. You're missing a step. Something isn't right, where we need to come back. Sometimes we got to come back to the drawing board. Even while you're still in business, sometimes you got to come back to the drawing board. Okay. And then most do not know or understand their competitors. Now, you don't understand why you're getting spanked in your industry. That's because you may be competing against the wrong person. And then sometimes I'm meeting a lot of clients who have no idea who their competition is. They just out here doing it because somebody told them they had good barbecue. Okay, you got good barbecue, that's wonderful and that's great, but somebody down the street got good barbecue too. You may be charging $16 a plate, they may be charging $9 a plate. Not saying you got to come down, but you need to find out, do you need to increase the value on your product? But you got to think, and this is what we're going to talk about tonight, got to think about, knowing and understanding your competitors. And then the other thing is, you don't have to wait until your back is against the wall to jump. And jumping is, for some people, jumping is leaving corporate America and doing this thing full time. For some people, it's, you know what, I've been putting this off on the back burner over and over and over again. And now I think it's time for me to just go ahead and take my shot. There will never be perfect conditions. Never be perfect conditions, ever. And it was, listen, it was these things that led us to being able to beat our larger competitor. These things right here, looking at what we've done in the past to where we are right now, this is kind of where our story begins. Now, all of this, I discovered the hard way. And you all have the benefit of learning from my mistakes. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. You guys get to learn from my mistakes. That's the beauty in all of this. That's the beauty in all of this. I paid the price to kind of help you out because that's what we're supposed to do. Not because, well, I just want to show them. I just want to tell everybody that I got this story. And that's great. And that's wonderful. Everybody has a story. I'm supposed to, it's just like with our children. It's just like I have an almost 16-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son. And, what do we tell our children or our nieces and our nephews? What do we tell them? You don't want to do such and such. Look, I went through this. I'm trying to help you out so you don't have to walk in that. That's what we're supposed to do. So as I'm reaching out and giving information to you, you all have a responsibility to reach out to somebody else and help them along the way. All right, so it's all each one, teach one, each one, reach one. All right. 3 the hard way. These are 3 points about Tina. I never understood why I did not close the deal, or I couldn't close the deal, or they wouldn't close the deal. I could never understand why. I would go and, I would put my best foot forward, like real talk. I put my best foot forward and I'm like, I know I got this. My proposal is immaculate. The words are just beautiful. I got this. And then I don't get the deal and I didn't understand. Then I was losing money in marketing when everyone else was profiting. And I didn't understand that either, because I'm like, wait a minute, why am I spending all this money to market and I'm not profiting. I'm not profiting. And then the other thing was I was taking the long, actually that should be like LOONNNNGGG. I was taking the long, grueling, and scenic route to get everything done. I wanted to do it my way. I made a lot of mistakes. And in doing so, it cost me money, it cost me time, and I spent a lot of energy. So we want to do things the right way. We want to learn sometimes. I know everyone wants their own experience. Sometimes we want to learn from somebody else. So what is the easy way to winning over the competition? Let's see, how can I say this to you all? If I would have had the opportunity to miss doing everything the hard way, I would have taken it and achieved success a little faster if I didn't have to go the hard way. And that's why my heart is where it is tonight, just to let you know, I don't want you guys to have to go through that. And if you're struggling in your business, as we're about to get down to the nitty-gritty, I want you to say, wow, this is something that I didn't think about and I can implement, and this might help me sleep a little bit, or this might be the answer that I needed. So, what is the easy way to winning over the competition? What I'm going to share with you is something you can use right now. I can't necessarily say there's such an easy way, but I can tell you it's an easier way, a much easier way. So we are going to say goodbye to the old way. That's exactly what we're going to do. Bring the camera real quick. Y'all going to get some of me. Let me see. Okay. We're going to say goodbye to the old way. So look at me. See me? I want you all right now to think about, we're going to play by a new set of rules. However you were doing business in certain areas up until this moment, goodbye. Certain things, some things, listen, every business is doing something right. And every business has something we can all work on. So some of the things we want to work on, some of the things that may be holes in your ship, I want you to say goodbye to those things. So I want you to listen carefully, ask your questions as we're going along. Please do that. All right. And I have to get off. I'm so sorry. I didn't know it won't let me advance the slide. I apologize. Okay. So here's what we're going to cover tonight. Okay, here's what we're going to cover tonight. Discovering your identity, defining your business, and examining your competition. All right? And I'm going to start off with one little question. Who are you? It's very important that you know your business as well as you know yourself. And we're going to go through some little, we're going to go through a couple of slides to help you understand what we're saying. So the first thing when we needed to get ahead of our competition is one of the things that I didn't do at the beginning of my career was really identify who my business was. Because see, as a person, you ask me what my favorite color is, I'll tell you it's purple. You ask me what my name is, it's Martina. You ask me what my mother's name is, Mary. Do you like cars or SUVs? SUVs. It just rolls off my tongue. So the same way that you are personally, your business has a personality. Just like with the grocery stores. You have some higher end grocery stores, you have some lower end grocery stores. They're telling you their personality. When you go into one type of a grocery store, you're expecting to pay $3 for a gallon of milk. When you go to another grocery store for that same gallon of milk, you're expecting to pay $1.50. Okay? They have a personality. They have an identity. Your business does. Just because you're an introvert does not mean your business is introverted. Just because you're an extrovert doesn't mean your business is extroverted. All right? In order to separate your business from the competition, you need to properly define the very essence of what makes your company different and what attracts customers to you. Does your business attract or repel its customer base? Does your brand messaging represent your business, or does it represent another business? So the old way of doing things was, let's do what everyone else is doing, even though it may not be what we're doing, taking on another business's identity. Well, if it's not yours, you're not going to be authentic, okay? And if you're not authentic, you're not going to keep clients. There are common traits and there are differences. This actually says business identity. This part should be personal, because this is an example of your personal identity. My apologies. We're all human beings, okay? We are all human beings on this earth. All of us are human beings. However, we have different types of human beings. We have some are short, we got some that are tall, some that are big, some that are small. We have different age groups. Okay, so the traits of an 18-year-old human being is not the same as a 60-year-old human being. And then let's go down to an 18-month-old baby, child, toddler. They don't even have too much hand-eye coordination. They're still working on their motor skills. They're still doing everything. They can't really formulate full sentences, but they're still a human being. It doesn't stop them from being a human being. They're male or female. We have different ethnicities. Some are African American, Caucasian, Asian, Latin American, multicultural. Okay, so those are common traits in your personal life, and we can identify with all of that. But same with your business. Look at your business's identity. Look at your business's identity. We're all a business, different types of business. We have people that have their products and their services. Some are common. Some are unique, one of a kind. Some have dependable products. Some have disposable products. Some have knowledge-based products. Some have fast-moving or slow-moving. But guess what? It's still a business. If you are selling cans on the street and someone on here is a life coach, you're still a business. You still got to go to Secretary of State if you want to be an LLC. You still got to go to Secretary of State if you want to be S Corp or a C Corp. You still got to go contact the IRS to get your EIN number. You're still a business. Different traits, common traits and differences. Okay, so then customer service. Everybody has their own definition of customer service. For some businesses, when they say customer service, it's about their willingness to help. To some, it's their availability. Oh, well, we're open 24 hours. And some, well, we're only open till 11 p.m. for this particular client. Some, we're open all weekends. And then some, it's about the enthusiasm and the attitude. How happy are you to serve them? You see what I'm saying? It's your business's identity still has common traits and differences. All of our businesses, you're dependent on your business model, usually dictates how you market. You can't say, well, we use digital marketing for everything, because if your clientele doesn't respond to digital marketing and their direct marketing, then you need to be doing direct marketing and not digital, because you're not going to sell anything. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Not knowing who you are, you're misappropriating your money. You're misappropriating your money. You're spending dollars on digital when you should be doing traditional marketing. You're spending money on traditional when you should be in some type of viral marketing. You understand what I'm saying? And I love social media marketing, and I'm not sure or not, but we got a phenomenal guy that runs our stuff, T86 Marketing. And let me tell you something, he is awesome. And he does all these different social media marketing plans. But let me tell you, if your target market is a bunch of old people, and you know that they are elderly people and they're not on no mobile devices, they still got the corded phone with the rotary dial, then what are you doing spending your money on that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, why are you social media marketing? And they're like, well, everybody else is doing it. But do you know who you are? Everybody else in this world, mostly everybody I know, eats icing on cake. I don't eat icing. Don't give me no store-bought cake, and don't give me nothing with no icing on it. Okay? And don't give me chocolate. I don't eat chocolate. So it's the same thing with your business. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean it's right for your business if you know who you are. So I don't know if we got a plumber on here, but if we got a plumber on here, you are welcome, because I'm about to break your business on down and give you some insight. So you could take a plumber, and you have a plumber, and with a plumber, they serve different markets. You have some that serve business to business. You have some that serve business to consumer, and that's B2B and B2C, if you weren't aware of that. And then you've got some that are franchise owned or local owned. You have some that deal with septic or non-septic, and some deal with both. And then you have some that, they concentrate on pricing or area served. So if you're a plumber and you're like, well, my competitor, they go and they're B2C all day long, and we're B2B. So why are you competing with a B2C? Y'all don't have the same clients. Why are you going to the family cookout events for all the little local people when you need to be at the corporate places vending and letting them know that you're a plumber to commercial properties? But because people think, well, it's a plumber going against a plumber, and you do have some marketing people out here, oh, yeah, all plumbers are the same. No, they are not. Franchise places, they can hit everywhere. They can say, yes, I could take that job, all the way in Alabama, and they call the other franchise owner, hey, we got a client in Alabama that's going to need your services, and they split their money how they split their money. And if you are a local plumber, you're not taking no job in Alabama because your circle is small, especially if you're the plumber, the owner, the operator. When you got to leave, you got to lock the door behind you because you close for business while you're out working. You have no business trying to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on an ad for a big franchise that's all over the place. You need to go to Joe Bob's or Becky Sue's plumbing company that's in your neighboring areas. And that's who you're competing against. So getting ahead of your competition means developing a strategy based on I capitalize that for a reason, your business and your business's traits. If I'm making sense, somebody let me know. Let me know. So do we understand what we're saying on here? Okay, thank you, Momo. Thank you. Now we're going to talk about defining your business. Defining your business. What are you? We talked about who are you. Now, what are you? It's important that you give definition to what your business is. Avoid using, oh my gosh, I get so sick of these popular words, these phrases, value, quality, integrity, customer service to describe your business. That doesn't describe your business. We just talked about the different traits. Customer service means 30 different things to 30 different businesses. So when you say, well, what are? We pride ourselves on our customer service. But what does that mean? But then your competitor, they're not using customer service. They're telling you that they pride themselves on, answering every call, showing up within 30 minutes, the speed and efficiency, like they are like giving it, and you're talking about customer service. That's why the competitor is beating you. Value means something to some. Let me tell you something. We talk about value. You can go to a discount store and they got value items, and value items mean it's the cheaper products. It's more bang for your buck. It's the low, more bang for your buck. Okay. Then you got value, meaning it's of worth, it's of substance. It's been in this industry forever. Okay. Then you got value, meaning that, it's like the rarest cut diamond, and it's not a cubic zirconia. Okay, so avoid using those things to describe yourself. And I told you I was going to be mindful of your time, and I'm powering through. I am so sorry. We may go just a little bit over. I apologize. I got my time thing, and we did start just a little late. I want everybody to get in, but I apologize. So anyway, defining your business. What are you? Now, I'm going to kind of skate over this because I got actual slides for each one of these. So we're going to talk about focus, explanation, and then the business model itself. Focus. When you're defining your business, know your area of expertise. Now, When we got approached with this situation, with our client, this situation, we knew who we were in our space. We knew what we had to offer with our team. We knew where we were in our tech. We knew where we were with our marketing. We knew who we were, okay? Then it comes into defining. Know your area of expertise. Understand what it is you specialize in. We understood that. Know what you are good at and not what your competitor does. I'm going to say this with love. I told y'all I can only be nice for so long. If you never heard me, I'm sorry, but listen. I don't care what your competitor does. I care when you're my client, I care what you do and how we measure up to what they do. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that in a minute, but know what you're good at, not so much what your competitor does, the way they do it. Because they may have something on their team that you don't have, but you can still compete. Determine your target market based on your area of expertise and marketability. Determine your target market. Understand who you really are serving. A lot of times you don't know who you're serving. So you don't know what to focus on. And then don't get so caught up in trying to compete that you lose focus within your business. Have you ever known anybody get so caught up in the competition that they forgot why they even doing it in the first place? I gotta win, I gotta win, I gotta win. Oh no, they got this deal for me. Oh no, they got that contract. Oh no, I'm going. And then it's just like, but what are you doing? Are you just you got 10 services. Your competitor has 3. You haven't mastered 1. They've mastered 3, and you got 10. Do you see what I'm saying? You got 10 things, you haven't mastered 1, they got 3 and they mastered all 3, and you're trying to go after the 3, but you just because you offer it. Whew. Sorry, I'm very passionate about this. I'm about to lose my voice and everything. Explanation. When you explain your business, you need to make sure that it is easily communicated and it's not confusing. If you can't explain your business in 3 short sentences, I say 3 short sentences, not no long run-on sentence. 3 short sentences, that you need to stop talking to people because you're confusing them. If you cannot tell someone what it is that you do, who you serve, then you need to be quiet. Because if you got to, well, see, what we do is it's kind of like, well, so-and-so, and then yeah, we do that too, and we do a little of this. And I know all of you have met someone like that. I know you have. Confusion demonstrates inexperience and that you did not fully identify or define your business. If you're showing that you're confused, you're not ready to compete. You may not even be ready for a customer because you're going to confuse the mess out your customer. A lack of business explanation is a lack of preparation. You can only compete if you are prepared. If you are not prepared, it's just like when you're running track. I ran track in high school. I did 440 relay. Don't you ever think I'm going to run no long distance, no cross country. I wasn't built for it. I was built to run a 440 relay. If you said, Tina, you need to get out here and run cross country, what's Tamala Man song? What's that song? Take Me to the King. I've been dropped down. I wasn't ready. I wasn't trained for it. So why would I be competing with the people on cross country when I was just built to run third leg? I wasn't the fastest. I'm telling you right now, I wasn't the fastest, but I was just built to run third leg. That was what I ran, third leg. That's all I was built for. Okay, so a lack of business explanation is lack of preparation. Make sure that you are prepared. Next is your business model. The business model should be unique and reflect your business's product and services. A lot of times we want to take someone else's business model and make it ours. I'm not saying you can't use it as an example. That's what we do. We look at our competitors, we look at what they're doing, we look at their business model, but you don't do exactly what they're doing. You need to make it fit you. It needs to fit your product. It needs to fit your service. I cannot stand when I hear someone say, oh, I do exactly what they do. No, you don't. Two different minds will never do the same thing the same way. You're going to have a different perspective. The business model should be clear and authentic and not borrowed. So yes, you can use it as an example. Yes, it can be your lighted, that torch that's like, okay, there's that flame. I get it. I get it. I get it. And then you need to design your own flame because it needs to represent you. So sometimes you're losing out and you don't even know you're losing out to a competitor because the competitor is looking like, well, there's no difference. I know them. I don't know you. I've heard of them. I haven't heard of you. So my friend recommended this one. No one recommended you. So I'm going to go over here. It's not, you need to make sure that you are clear with your message and you're authentic. And then the business model should not be copied from your competitor as their business model is applicable to their services and goals. You don't have, on my team, I have a certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, on my team is made up of other partnering organizations that are experts in their field, but we all work together because we are each other's strengths and weaknesses to make a full package, okay? But see, I don't do tech. Vendata Systems built my mobile app, built my mobile app for Martina Young, and built one for an event that we had back in August. I can't build an app. So if I was to say, well, because Dexter and his team can build apps and we do similar services, I'm just going to go on and add an app into my business model. Man, people will be getting their refunds. Let me tell you that right now. I don't build apps. Okay, I don't code. So I'm just saying, but I'm good at what I do in marketing and business development. I'm great at what I do. So make sure that your business model is applicable to your services and your goals. Why you? Like real talk here. I want you to answer this. Why should your customers choose you over the competition? What reason are you giving them? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you are? And that was the second thing that, I mean, hands down, we knew who we were and we knew what we were and we were consistent. And it was at that point we began to poke holes in the other company's boat. Now they had 20 employees. They had listen, remember we talked about what it looks like on the outside? Like you got this big, beautiful mansion and you open the door and it's kind of like desolate. So on the outside, we're like, oh, until we took the trip and was like, oh, but I'll get to that in a minute. So that's the thing is like, you got to ask yourself that, why you? And I want you to write that down. Why you? Why should your customers choose you over the competition? Why? And if you cannot answer that, then you need to take a pause and figure out what it is you need to do to prepare yourself to compete. So, are you even ready to compete? Like for real, are you ready to compete? And how will you stand out? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balled up pieces of paper, all different colors. But how are you going to stand out against all the other 6 of the same people doing what you're doing? What makes you different? So now this is the part. Remember I told y'all we're going to get to the nitty gritty about some stuff? And this is one of the things is, are you ready to compete? We're going to examine your business. We are going to examine your business. I want you to ask yourself some questions. What is it about your business that customers should choose you over your competition? Can you compete with your competition? Do you know who your competition is? What are the differences between your business and your competition? This is rough, y'all. Listen, I said listen like 50,000 times. I have a chapter in my book was, are you playing or conducting business? Did you come to conduct business? If you did, then you're going to have to ask yourself these questions, because your competitors have asked that question. You think people aren't sizing you up? As the minute you speak out your mouth, they're sizing you up, figuring out how they can get past you. I have so many people telling me, oh, this person isn't my competition. Is this person in your industry? Yes. But they're my mentor. Are they in your industry? Yes. Do y'all have similar services? Yes. Then they are your mentor and your competition. Real talk. So over the next few slides, we're going to help you to identify how to rightly compete and get the competitive edge. And then we're going to build on that thing to make it better. So these are the honest questions. Preparation. Want to think about boxing. Dexter may have to jump in with me for a minute, because my terminology, I just got into boxing a little bit ago. But in boxing, you have classes. You've got your lightweight, your featherweight, your heavyweight, I guess a middleweight, I guess. And then, but when you look at the Rocky movies, okay, so that's my extent of boxing. You look at the Rocky movies, and they were sizing up Sylvester Stallone. They were always sizing him up, or sizing up whoever he's going to fight. What's the guy that killed Apollo? I can't remember his name was, but the guy killed him. They're sizing him up, and they're like, okay, the people on the outside, oh, you can't do it. But where did this one guy succeed? And they show him training on all kind of crazy equipment, and then Rocky out in the field beating up cows and stuff. So they're looking at where they succeed, where they fall short. How are they different? So I want you to listen to this story. So I was having a conversation with Dexter, and Dexter was sharing this with me, how I believe it was, Dexter, is your aunt correct? Your aunt or your cousin?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. You tell the story, because you tell it better.
Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. I'll tell it in a second. Go ahead. Give me 1 second.
Okay. So anyway, he'll tell it, but just to let you know, okay, let me go back to my boxing thing before we tell you this story. So you got to figure out, like in boxing, when they were assessing the competition, they would say something like, what's his name, Drago or Drogo? He's got like, this insane hook or whatever. And if you get that, you're going to be knocked out. Just done. Well, the thing is, the other person Rocky had to figure out how to counter those attacks. So someone can have a great left hook. Then they got to figure out how to counteract that. You got to figure out, in business, you got to figure out, okay, so you have two services that you're good at, that you can do, and then your competitor got like 30 services, and you're trying to compete against 30 services. So no, let's scale it down some. You may
okay,
not
so
be. Go ahead,
sorry,
Dex.
I was going to go ahead and jump in here. I got the phone fixed. So,
Okay.
Especially when we're talking about examining your business, because sometimes when we look at who our competition is, we look at the big boys and say, okay, well, we're going to go after the largest. We're going to model ourselves after the big company, and we'll do as much as we can. And more often than not, we fall short of the mark. And the story is about it's a relative of mine. My aunt had a coffee shop near in a real small town in Mississippi, and her coffee shop was on the same street with a Starbucks as well as a McDonald's. So McDonald's is going to catch all of the work people in the morning. Starbucks is going to get most of the people in general. So here's her little coffee shop that everyone just knew wouldn't work. So she made a concerted effort to market at the community college, which was literally 2 blocks away from the coffee shop. So as she catered to the community college, She put some things in place like she would put posters for some of the college students that had bands. She put their posters up, let them do autograph sessions there. They'd have spoken word on Saturday night. She was making sandwiches in her kitchen every morning. Her and my uncle were making sandwiches in the kitchen every morning to provide lunch. They provided certain environments for people to set up study groups, but they really focused on the students at the community college and built their business around that. Now, that wasn't where she started. She started off saying, well, people are going to want my gourmet local coffee, and wanted to compete with Starbucks. But once she found a niche, then her coffee shop became the go-to place for all the students between class, after class, on Saturday evenings, the people that were into that, when they would have the events that were built around the school. She even was able to get on campus and do some things there. Now, she wasn't able to take Starbucks out of business or McDonald's out of business, but she was able to carve out a good niche, a good business for her, to the extent that she was able to expand into another small college town in Columbus, Georgia. So now she has 2 coffee shops running with that same business model. And for all the things that we're talking about here, as far as knowing yourself and really examining your business and identifying your competitors, you're really finding a place where your business can fit for what you have as far as resources, what you have as far as geography and location, what you have as far as the target market. And this is a good example of when you actually take the time and know who you are and what you can provide, you can find the service that will work for your business. And she's got 2 locations now. I suspect there's going to be a 3rd or a 4th coming up here in the next year, because the business is actually booming in all of these places, and she's really just the go-to coffee shop for community colleges in a couple of different states. So I think that's one of the more important things about being able to get ahead of your competition. Stay true to yourself. You don't have to be what they are or what someone else is. Now, back to Tina.
Okay. And you know what? And the thing is, Dexter, you said to me yesterday, and that was, you said she was like, I'm not trying to get everyone to buy my coffee, just everybody in school.
That's right.
She set a target and a goal, and she went for it. So we're just trying to get you, trying to just kind of dispel some of the things that you think about when it comes to competing. Okay. All right. So now you've decided that you're a contender against your competitor. So it's like, now what are you supposed to do? I know who I am. I've defined my business, and now I've examined my business and my competitor. So what do? You need to develop a strategy based on who you are, what you are, or what you do, and who your competitor is, and all the strengths and the weaknesses that you have in your business. Develop your strategy. Some of this is going to take, you're going to have to get some training, research. You have to do some research, take some classes. For some of you, depending on what your business is, you have to obtain some licenses. You need to figure out what you need to do. You need to consult with others who can help turn your weaknesses into strengths, and set reasonable goals. The biggest thing that talks entrepreneurs out of goal setting is, I want to make $1 million in 1 year doing what I do, and you don't have customer the first. Now, I'm not saying things can't happen, they do. But start with smaller goals, break it down. Don't have a 10-year goal, because if you only have one goal that you plan to accomplish in 10 years, you're not going to give yourself credit for the milestones along the way. And if you don't give yourself credit for the milestones along the way, you're going to talk yourself out of your own confidence. And you'll think, I can't compete with those people. Everything in this situation told us we should not be competing with this company. And they were in another state, y'all. We should not be competing with them. But, you know, and this is a truth, this really did happen. You know, when we first got on our first call with them, we were actually hired to do one thing. But in doing our one thing, because we were very thorough, we realized that there was a problem in this other area, and it was impeding upon what we were hired to do. We did one phone call And we're like, these people traveling all over the country and all this other stuff, and they were scared of us. And we kind of like, what? But the thing about it is we knew who we were. We knew what we had to offer, and we knew where we stood, and we felt like we can compete with them because of these things. Where what we did find out with this competition, they must not examine themselves well enough. They just had the idea to be this type of a business, and they were in over their head tremendously. And that big, beautiful mansion that we thought we saw, it really was desolate on the other side of that door. And that's real talk. So we're going to set some stuff straight. Number one, we're not going to mimic, don't mimic your competitors. Forget what you were told. You don't know their business model nor their formula. And I brought this up to Dexter. Like, I haven't eaten McDonald's in over 3 years. Not at all. But when I did, it was something about those McDonald's fries. And I don't care how many fast food restaurants are out here. No one can make a McDonald's fry. We're talking about Burger King. Burger King, the chains, they fry recipe about four or five times. In my understanding, they still got nasty fries. I don't eat fast food like that. But the thing is, you don't know their formula. You don't know their secret sauce. So create your own secret sauce. Let that be the selling point. Let that be the thing that attracts people to you. And avoid bringing light to your competitors when speaking to your potential consumers. It comes off as if you don't know your business when a customer walks away with your competitor on their mind. And this is what happens a lot. Oh gosh, so many people that I meet, when I ask them what they do, and they can't really articulate to me what it is they do. So then they say this. Oh, like like AutoZone. Oh, yeah, we sell gas like Shell. Well, if you're going to push the competitor, then I might as well go to the competitor. Examine your business so you don't have to compare yourself or be compared to some other industry or some other company, rather. So, because other than that, you just did free advertisement for your competitor. And I'm going to tell you, if you ever watch my broadcast, you will never see me ever mention my competitor under no circumstances. We were on something where someone had asked me, we were talking, they were like, so, well, Martina, who's your competitor? And I was like, I don't promote my competitors. I'm sorry. If you need an entrepreneur's trainer, I'm your go-to person. If you want to know who else does things that I do, you're going to have to just go on Google and find out like everybody else. And that's what you need to do. Now, this right here. At first sight, they look like the same pots and pans. But did you know right in here, there is a $130 price difference between the two. One of these is giving added product or service, and they're on display right next to each other. The boxes are right next to each other at any home goods store. And then, but this is you and your competitor. You're stacked up right next to each other. But see, one of them is going after clients who are price conscious, like free stuff in mind. Because you see, one of them's got the spatula and the little colander spoon and the big soup spoon type thing, and they're real beautiful and everything. And then the other one, holds strong at the brand and the value. So when we look at this at first, we're coming up to the box, you're looking like, oh, and then you're like, oh, that's that. But see, what is it that sets you apart is knowing who you are. It's knowing, it's being defining who you are. This company has defined who they were. So they said, you know what? Cuisinart said, we don't need to give away no spatula. We don't need to give away the little colander spoon. We don't have to give away no big mixing spoon either. We will sell $130 more just for these pots right here, because when they talk about their value or their brand recognition, they're going because they go deep and they're known for a certain type of quality, and people will walk up and see Cuisinart and buy it because they have substance and they got staying power in this industry. And then there's someone who just don't care. Oh, $70 and this, oh, I get this. And that's fine. Because this competitor said, look, we can't rightly go against Cuisinart, because some people are just gonna buy Cuisinart because it's Cuisinart. But we know that, put our box next to them, because we know there's gonna be somebody that's gonna come in here and pay $70. Now, maybe they're probably using cheaper material and all that other stuff. It may not last as long as a Cuisinart, but they know that there is a market for that $70. And it's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing in our businesses. So I'm using this as an illustration because this was the summation of everything. On the onset, the other company thought we were this $70. Well, they don't have as many people, but they do know a lot. And they actually have this, and we're having to, send this overseas, and we're having to do this over there. And we got people, we don't even have our own office. We're in a shared office space, but on the onset, it didn't look like that. So they're thinking like, okay, no way, we were underestimated. And guess what though? When we hit that market, we didn't say we're $70. Based on who we were, what we knew, and all the research we had done about that company, that industry, and all the things aligned with it, we're charging the same price. Now the customer could have said, well, we'll stay where I'm at because there ain't no price difference. We didn't cower off into a corner. We're like, no, we know what it's going to take, so this is what we're going to have to do. So don't devalue and give your services away just because your competitor is Cuisinart. Be bold like that off-brand. I'm going to put my box right here. And you charge your price point the way you charge your price point. And should you decide to charge $70, it's because you chose to, not because you feel like you have to get the same. All right. I can go on and on about that. So we talked about, these are the three things, y'all, like really, I think I've seen some of my clients come on to this webinar and, or I just want to tell you, they'll tell you, this is how I operate. This is how I operate. I discovered who I was. I discovered who MYe Enterprises was. Martina Young Enterprises, LLC, 10-figure fit, business training and boot camps, Boss Taxes, Vendetta Systems, Steps Holdings. We know who we are. We can define our business. We've examined our business. And guess what? This examination, this defining and this discovering, it's not something that just stops the minute you're like, ha-ha, I have arrived. Because as a person, you're still not who you were when you were 20. You're not who you were 2 years ago. We evolve and we grow. So same thing with your business, okay? So think about that. I really do. I want you to think about that. And then the other little point, and I'm going to say this really quick, the other little point is to get ahead of your competition, y'all. You don't have to be malicious. You don't have to go out here and do an expose to turn your competitor in so that you can get the competitive edge. And a lot of you guys may have remembered the Winter Olympics. This has been decades ago with Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. Well, Tanya Harding wants to take her competitor out. So she takes a crowbar and has her, I think it was the husband or somebody, walk up behind Nancy Kerrigan and bash her right in her knee. Her legs were her commodity to take the competition out. I'm saying you don't have to do that. If you are strategic in getting you together, you can compete in the market with your competition. And that's real talk. So where do you go from here? Now that you've gotten this information, what should you be doing next? Luana says someone's television is on. But now that you've gotten all this information, basically, what are you going to be doing next? we're going to talk. We're going to talk about doing something with the information. You got to do something. Like when you get off this webinar, do something with the information. Don't just get off and say, oh, okay, I knew that, or oh, wow, that was good, and go sit down. Go do something. I challenge you. I double dog dare you to do something with that information tonight.
You literally just drove away the love of my life. Don't worry.
Hey, Dexter, can you mute all?
And it's not just Lane.
I'm working on it right now. I think you might have the controls over there, so just go to more and select mute off.
Okay, let me, oh, there we go.
Mark my words. I will never have babies, which means you'll never be a fucking. Don't you dare unfucking me.
This is crazy. It's not letting me do it.
As Barry was ditching my mom, I was ditching my own party. It was real fun. What the hell, man?
Okay, guys, we're going to keep going. I apologize. I don't know. It's not letting me mute it. Okay, so where do we go from here? Once you do something with the information. Because if you don't, here's what your next steps can be. You can do what I did. You can spend your money trying to figure it out. You can lose potential clients on your learning curve. You can waste time telling yourself that it doesn't take all of that, because that's what Tina did. I wasted my money trying to figure it out because I didn't want to ask anybody. I didn't want to get any help. I didn't want to get any assistance. I just was like, I just keep paying my money. I just keep paying my money. It's all good. It's all good. No, it wasn't all good. I lost potential clients on my learning curve while I'm trying to figure this out, while I'm trying to learn through all of this. What does Tina do? Lost potential clients. While I'm trying to get my stuff together, they got tired of waiting, or they were like, you know what, you just don't have it together. When you get it together, we'll be back. Then people ain't never come back. And then, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I can't.
Selfish dropout loser like you. You don't mean that. I really do.
Everyone is muted. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get rid of this noise. I don't know where this noise is coming from. Everybody is muted. I don't know. I'm sorry. I tried. I don't know where this is coming from. That's crazy. But no, seriously, I lost clients. I lost potential clients. And then I wasted my time telling myself that it doesn't take all of that, because I was making myself feel better. It doesn't take all of that. It doesn't. Oh, it's not that much. I mean, I had some people trying to tell me, listen, this is what you need to do. And I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, for real. The same way I am talking to you all is the same way I am when I'm in, you know, being, what do you call it? I can't even get out what I'm trying to say. Y'all, this is live. I'm sorry. This is live. This is not pre-recorded. So there's going to be some whoops. Yes, but no, when I am being disobedient is the word. It's like I'm waste time. I don't want to do it. You good, whatever, but I wasted time. Or your next steps is you can do what I wish I did do. And that was, I wish that I did learn from others, like really. I wish I learned from others who had already been there, done that, and mastered it. And a lot of things I should have known, because I've been working in my father's business since I was 14. I started working in his business when I was 14. He died when I was 19, but I was working in his business and I had my own business. I wish that I invested in a business coach or a trainer. I really wish I had did that. I had went to some areas and I was like, I don't need to do that. I'll just take the little bit that I learned and that's what I'm going to do. And then I wish that I got rid of my own truth and realized what I needed to succeed. I've been doing this I've not worked for anybody over a decade. I've not worked for anyone since May 8th of 2008. And I wish I had gotten out of my own way to succeed. Because at the end of the day, not everyone can be Frank Sinatra. It's not always going to be your way. You can't always have it your way. You just can't. You got to get out of your own way sometimes. So I'm saying that to tell you guys, I would love to help you. Like, I really would love to help you. I'm passionate about what I do. I want to see you get ahead of your competition and win.
$2,000 cash allowance when you purchase. John killed himself.
Okay, I want to help you win. That's it. My desire is to see every entrepreneur self-sufficient. My goal is to see every entrepreneur giving back to another entrepreneur. There's enough money in the United States of America, in this entire world, for all of us to eat. We can all have a meal at the table. And that's real talk. That's real talk. So I want to use the exact same methods that I have been using and help you to learn how to use those same methods to give you the competitive edge. You know, in our situation, that particular client was worth the $50,000. It was worth $50,000. And in your situation, that getting ahead of the competition may be worth $500,000. It's not about the dollar amount, it's about winning, because every industry is different. So don't get caught up with everybody else's ads on $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, and then say, oh, well, she only won $200. Because see, and I say we won from our competition because when we're in a competition, there's winners and losers. You either win or you lose. We don't steal, we win or we lose. So we have some stuff that we want to offer you. Now, I told y'all there was a free gift, and there is a free gift. Just stay with me to the end. That was the truth. But no, we do have something that we do want to offer to you. And it is the Rapid Competitive Intelligence package. And in that is a 6-week Rapid Competitive Intelligence course. It's online. It's an interactive business course. And it's just concentrated on getting the competitive edge, closing deals, helping you to, you know, compete in a market where you are generating revenue and people are, you know, your clients and things, your customers are coming to you. In there are discussion forums with other students and the MYe team of instructors. We've got a weekly group strategy sessions, assignments that can be implemented into your existing business. So you don't have to wait till the end of the course. Like the first day, you can start working on some stuff. Also, with that, you're going to get a SWOT analysis. This is outside of the course. You'll get a personalized analysis of your business's internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as its external opportunities and threats. This is one of the best things ever that every company needs, and I'm so passionate about SWOT analysis. I love doing them. I love helping you guys go through the process of doing your own so that you can really see where you stack up. Then you'll also get a competitive analysis, which is a strategic plan of execution based on your competitors, based on your SWOT analysis, based on where you are in the market. And then also you'll get some project management, an Agile Scrum overview to streamline all your processes for effectiveness. The Agile and Scrum is what all of these things we use in our business, but that is something, you know, that we do. What is it? We have this thing called a sprint review every 2 weeks. We have a mid review every week. We do daily stand-ups. We stay accountable. We have big goals broken down into small tasks to get things accomplished. As well as every person would get the Entrepreneur's Guide to Becoming a Boss, which is the book that I authored. It's currently on Amazon, but I will send you an autographed copy, and then you also get membership to the virtual book club that we have every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Facebook, private Facebook.
We'll figure it out.
Now, here is our 3 simple methods offer. Typically on my website you would pay, which this program is not on my website as of yet. It is a new program that I'm introducing. It is a 6-week Rapid Competitive Intelligence course, and the price for that is $3,000. The SWOT analysis is at $1,500. A competitive analysis is at $2,500. Project management training is at $2,500. The book on Amazon is actually only $20. And that total amount, if you were to just, get this from me a la carte, would run you, as you see, a little under $10,000. However, for tonight's webinar special, it's valued at $95.20, but tonight we are doing an offer for only $1,297. And I just want y'all to get ahead. I just want you to get ahead. I know that it's significantly lower, but for coming on tonight, that is the offer that we are going to extend to all of you all. And Dexter, do you have the link? Also, with that, I forgot I did it. The 3 Simple Methods bonus offer. If you pay in full tonight, you'll get a bonus strategy call because the course starts on October 8th. It starts October 8th. You'll get a bonus strategy call with the MYe team, and you'll also get an overall business analysis of where your business is right now. We will do something that we do with all clients when they come in. It's usually, and you're probably familiar with the term discovery. But we come in and we look at everything that you're doing correctly. And then we look at things that need improvement as a whole. And we give you strategic methods into getting you where you need to be. So if you pay in full tonight, you will get that at no additional cost. That would be free. If you are not able to pay tonight in full, we do have it to where you can, do it into 2 payments. So it can be 1 payment of $1,297 and you get all of that good stuff, or 2 payments of $648.50. And it's like really you're getting almost $10,000 worth of services for under $1,300. And this is, like I said, this particular program, I do not have. If you go to my website, you'll see the consistency in my published pricing. But getting ahead of the competition is really one of the things that makes the difference into you getting a deal, because you can have all the marketing right, you can have the branding right, you can have the messaging right, you can have the talk right, you can have all of that stuff right, all of it. And if you can't grasp getting past your competition, then they're going to continue to win deals that maybe you should win. And you're going to have wins. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're not going to have wins because you didn't take my course. I'm not saying that at all. Anybody that knows me knows that's not what I'm saying, but I can help you. And I won't say but because that negates what I just said, right? So however, I can help you and want to help you with that. So for participating in tonight's webinar, as I told you, you will get all of you all that participated tonight. We've got 2 downloadable PDFs for you. One is growing your business checklist, and then the other one is 3 key factors for building your business. Now, one thing that we did not talk about tonight, and that was defining and understanding who you serve and fleshing out your target market. That is in the 3 key factors for building your business. That is in that. And I mean, this is not no little rinky-dink, one little piece of paper and, oh, there's your free gift. No, it's taking a lot of the things that you learned tonight and putting substance behind it. And we're kind of guiding you into how some of the things that were missing from the slides, because there's only so much you can put in the slide, you're really getting the information. And you would, Dexter, this is correct, right? They're going to visit the payment link in the chat to get the free gift. Is that correct? Okay, I'm going to say yes. I think Dexter's having some technical problems on his side. So
sorry,
yes.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, if you click the link, you'll have access to purchase the new training. as well as links to your 2 free gifts, which are the Growing Your Business checklist, which is a very good checklist for those people who are already in business, and even those who are starting to get you to think about some of the things that a lot of us don't think about. They just say, "Oh, I'm gonna open another store," but there are a lot of things that go into opening another store and things of that nature. So it's a really good checklist for whether you're starting or you're actually growing your business at this moment. And then 3 key factors for building your business. We'll go over a lot of the things that we talked about in today's webinar. And we kind of define them a little bit better there, and it's just a good worksheet to have with you as you continue on your business journey.
So I guess with that, we can start with the Q&A. I'm gonna try to get myself off. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can see the chat. So if you guys want to go ahead and pop in some questions, I have answers, or Dexter has answers.
Johnny Diesel in the seminar in Westport later this month. I just need $500 to get in. Oh, Greg, the boy just needs $500 to change first. No need, I have it right here. Gotta learn Johnny Diamond. There's no way of giving you $500. I need a Walmart reader when I come down the stairs.
Okay. Almost said, are you all hosting this in groups or one-on-ones?
I'll jump on this one. The strategy sessions that go along with the course, those are one-on-ones. Those are personal to your business. We pass out non-disclosure agreements. That is very specific to you and your business. We are not doing that as a group session. This is only for you.
Mama, are you going to pick me up from school today? Yes, we need to get out to that working schedule. I'll pick you up, but I will be home to tuck you in and read you a story. You promise? Not only do I promise, I pinky double kiss promise.
You're welcome, Mo. Sorry, I just saw that you put thanks on there.
Okay.
Let's see. I see a handful of people still there. I know we've got some people muted, but feel free to ask any questions. I know we covered a lot, and Martina really broke down the process of this particular deal. The thing is, we've leveraged that process now. I think this year we've leveraged it 6 times, and
Yes.
5 out of 6 ain't bad for getting deals. When last year, I think our conversion rate we started at the end of the year, so it was only 3 of them, but we only got 1 out of 3. So regardless of the rate, we've done 5 out of 6 this year, and using these same 3 things, and it worked out really well. And the time consuming part was really identifying what we offer without having to disparage the other company, and I think that was a big deal in figuring out what we do. It's kind of like I was watching something like Zappos. I talk about Zappos all the time because of how good they are, and they'll send you a pair of shoes. Let that pair of shoes break. They're just going to send you another pair of shoes. You don't have to stress yourself about finding the box and shipping the shoes back and how much it's going to be this and that and the third. They just send you another pair of shoes. Any of you who have met me before, y'all know that I'm a big fan of Tumi. Tumi's super duper expensive. I don't buy anything expensive. Y'all can check out all of the stuff I got. But the reason I purchased a computer bag from them. And the reason I got that bag is because the computer is the most important thing to me. But more importantly, I go through 1 or 2 of those a year. I've had this bag now for 3 years. If it gets a string out of place, I go right to the Tumi store and they swap that bag out. They know who they are. They're not JanSport and recycling bags. And that doesn't mean that JanSport's business model doesn't work either, because if I didn't get a Tumi, I would get a JanSport, because I know I can get a solid bag. It's going to last me a couple of years, and I'll carry it around. But what was it that we were talking about before with the $7 versus the $30? I cannot remember what it was, but even though I know I'll go and buy, in 10 years, I'll get 3 or 4 JanSport bags, and I chose to get the same value from this other bag, and both business models work. So it's really trying to find out who you are. It's not a cheap versus expensive. It's not a value over quantity. It's really about determining what it is that you want to present and being true to it. Just ride it out. I know what it was. We were talking about Sonic.
Okay.
Sonic, yeah,
Oh,
Sonic.
yeah.
Sonic, you used to pull up, push a button, and order your food. All the other fast food places, you had to go through a drive-through. Sonic decided that they wanted to open a drive-through window as well as have the place where you push button and someone comes outside to serve you. I think that the drive-through window hurt their brand because they want to emulate someone else. Because now, if I go to Sonic, it takes them too long to get me my food from a drive-through. But the novelty of actually pulling up and a person coming outside and taking my card and you know, maybe they on roller skates and they hand me my food was something cool. So you think about how you think about ways that you define your business, and check out an article about Subway versus McDonald's right now. You'll get a real interesting list of articles about Subway making a marketing mistake by going after McDonald's here recently, trying to compare a burger to a sandwich. So yeah, if there are any other questions, throw them in. We'll open the floor for a few more minutes. We'll do 3 more minutes. Is that okay?
I'm fine. I'm totally fine. If everybody is good, I just want to make sure that we're answering whatever questions because we're here.
And don't be shy, y'all. This is like a group session that's open. If I need to, you know, we can unmute everybody and y'all can yell on top of each other.
Right.
But throw those questions in anytime. I know somebody has a question about defining their business. Come on now. Somebody? Anybody?
Adults have 25 children. There'll be children at this party.
Some of these people I know, so like they're quiet.
No. I see them typing. I can feel it.
They're typing. Oh, okay. I can't see that. Okay.
Well, we'll come up with a bunch of great ideas to get back to you tomorrow.
Ooh.
I want to start researching that signature cocktail tonight. Oh, okay. How late are we talking? Because your cat goes to bed.
All right. Okay, here's my threat. The questions
Okay,
don't start
Momo
coming.
asked a question.
Okay.
Momo asked a question. I always waver on separating my business. Both are HR, but one is more focused on career development.
Okay. You mind if I jump on this one, Martina?
No, you're fine.
You want this? Okay. Sorry. So I have a similar issue in my tech business because I have a tech side, which is the automation, but I also sell products. They both are IT, and I struggle with whether or not that product. I have 3 products right now. I have Ani, I have Inbox Live, and I have Inbox Tax Services. All 3 of those are actually tech products that you can install on your computer, and I struggle with whether I should have those as their own business or should they stay under the umbrella. What I would say about what you have right now is, and you'll see this in the growing your business checklist, it's less complicated to run one business versus running 2. So my suggestion would be you can have a growth plan that's independent, but keep them under the same umbrella for now. And then as you see, you know, whatever that growth plan is, so let's say it's 10 steps in each. If you see one getting to step 7 and 8 to where you're like, hey, this needs to be its own kind of thing and separated from this part of the business, then I would start considering building another entity, even looking at investment capital, looking at ways to separate it, incorporate, get some shares, and then also building an entire structure around that separate business. But I would run them the same and put a growth model for both of those, or a growth plan together for the 2. I've watched a lot of companies. As a matter of fact, the last corporate job I had, I was coming up on my 1 year, October 27th of 2017. There's a such thing as growing too fast, and we grew through acquisition. and had a really tough time integrating all of those acquired companies under that one. So the way that I suggested that we do it, we ended up separating the business segments into independent growth lines, and that helped each one grow independent of the other. And then we worried about integration kind of towards the end, and worked both ways. Sometimes having things, they need to be separated, and sometimes you really need to keep them together. But in your case, I would say put a growth plan for both, and then consider how you would separate or break those two businesses off into their own thing. That sound good? Okay, cool. All right, sir. You're welcome. Y'all got one more minute. I need a question from somebody other than Momo. I'm gonna have Martina sing. What's the girl name who Kanye walked up on? Taylor Swift. Somebody asked another question. Is she gonna sing Taylor Swift?
She's not even in my playlist. Y'all, Dexter always messing with me about my music.
Right. Okay. I think we might be there, Martina. Let me back off and let you close. But I do want to thank everybody for coming on, and then make sure you go out to the site, get this training, get your free gifts, and we'll go from there.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you all so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope that each of you gained something out of it tonight. I hope that I made your head hurt. I really do. I pray that I made your head hurt. I hope that I did something that I said something, or Dexter said something that's just gonna make you like, I can't even sleep. Oh my gosh. That's what we want. Okay. So I don't want you sleeping peacefully tonight. I want you to think about the things that you need to do in your business, like right now. So again, thank you guys so much for coming on. I appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you later on. But yeah, like you said, make sure you click the link so you can go ahead and get your free gift. All right, thank you guys so much.
One more thing. Hey everybody, we're gonna be asking for feedback, so check your email boxes. We're gonna send those out because we need to, this is all about getting better. So we'll be asking for feedback here in the next day or two.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I forgot about that. Yep. All righty, guys. Well, y'all enjoy your Wednesday evening. Thank you again. I appreciate you all. All right, I'm out.